Welcome to another Moz Play video. This is Moz Mojito, and today we're going to be picking up where we left off with Stranded Alien Dawn. Let's get to it. Okay, so where we last left off, we were working on gathering some more supplies. In particular, we were studying some animals over there and picking up some hay from some wild grass that was growing. So now we're just going to be laying down some stockpile areas, and as our workers either mine stone or butcher animals or whatever, they'll be bringing that over here at these drop-off points. So we're going to continue to work on getting our stash area set up, and as usual I will limit my talking to just key points that I want to make in the video, but yeah, let's just go ahead and keep building up our camp. Okay, so this area over here is going to be one of our main sources of food for now. We don't have our farms up and running. We don't have our livestock pens or anything. So we're going to be sending folks over here to first obviously observe things over here so we can get extra experience points and unlock new research abilities. But we're also going to be sending one of our workers over here to harvest all these squash-like plants. So this will get us set up for quite a bit as far as food goes. Although the residents will start to get tired of eating squash-like plant over and over again. So we'll need some variety of food, be it starting to kill some of the animals around here or finding some other source of food. All right, now that our research is complete on that plant, we actually found out that it is called a buttermelon. Instead of a squash-like plant, it will now be labeled buttermelon. So the next thing we'll do is probably put down a couple crops of buttermelon. Now that we've researched and discovered it, that opens up the option to actually start producing farms of whatever you discover out in the world as far as edible plants or food types. So we're just gonna find a good location to start putting a farm. Anything green is good, but it gives you like some numbers as you move around, percentage growth numbers. So we're gonna try to find a spot that's decently high and put a nice big swath of farmland down. And one of our residents is pretty decent at farming, so we're gonna have them focus their time and effort on growing those crops. Okay, so we just got notification that a new person just joined our group. Now we have 5 people instead of 4. So we're gonna go ahead and make sure that person has a place to sleep and add them into the rotation of duties. Okay, so now that we got the bed built, here's our new survival and her background. Hopefully she gets along with the rest of the residents, otherwise that's going to become a nuisance and their productivity is going to drop if they're not getting along. So we got Ken on there doing some research on the table. However, I think what we're going to do is find someone that's better at researching and just have them dedicated to doing that full time. So for now, everyone's busy, everyone's working, and we're going to keep it that way. Looks like our fence is finally built, our farmland is built, so now nothing left to do but go out and continue to harvest and do more research for our surroundings so that we unlock more things that we can research. Looking at my management activities, I also got to take a look at that to see who's stronger than what and make sure that people that are weak in certain skills, we don't have them doing jobs that they're weak at. So there's a lot of information here to look at and track, and we'll go through all those menus and take a look. It's been a while since I played this, so a lot of this is coming back as I play and go through the menus, but that's just something that we'll have to take care of. All right, so we got a couple idling bodies, even with the time sped up. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause it here and find some things that people can do. Like at least they can be researching, they can be harvesting, they can do a ton of things. But you don't want them to just stand there idling, kind of like, especially with the time fast forwarded. That's just time wasted that they could be out doing something. So I'm gonna make sure that I select a bunch of things to do so that no one is idling. Okay, so all of our workers, except for Hope, who's busy researching, they're all sleeping. So now I could take the time to actually look at these different menu items and actually look at their activities. Um, there's a bunch of different things that escapes me that I may have to do the tutorial on just to remember what certain things are. But I do recall the activities tab here. This is where you can basically force people to do certain things and force them to skip other things. So as I mouse over the different things, it gives me an idea of everyone's skill level. Obviously, people that are disinterested or not willing to do or learn something, I want to make sure I clear that checkbox and not have them doing things that they're not interested in or they're bad at. So and then obviously priority one is going to be whoever has the highest skill set for that item or for that task. I'm going to make sure that that's their priority. There's probably more to this menu than I recall, but when I do the tutorial again, I'll probably be able to manage this a little bit more efficiently and effectively. So for now, we're just going to kind of hover over and see who's got skills and what, and make sure they're assigned accordingly. Now, another thing that I have to pay attention to is the schedule here. Now, right now, everyone has pretty much the same schedule. It looks like Hope does not sleep, but everyone else is sleeping. So that means that I have no productivity going on right now. So granted, the game is paused, but I'm just kind of looking at the different sections here. Maybe what I'll do is, now that I have 4 workers, including Hope, I'll split it up into maybe a day shift crew and a night shift crew. So I'll figure that out and toggle. And once I figure out how to toggle to change the different colors, I'll make sure that half the people are sleeping while the other half are working. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with having Rita and Annette, if you will, work the early shift. And then I'm going to have Kana and Ken take care of the afternoon to evening shift. This way, I always have productivity going on throughout the day, and I'm probably going to make Hope my primary researcher. So I'll just have that android constantly there unlocking new skills. So at this point in the game, with me finishing up the work schedule, I think this is going to be where we put a bookmark in the video. And then we're going to come back in the next one and continue managing our camp, growing our camp, discovering and researching new items, and trying to see how long we can survive in this alien world. So as usual, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch my videos. Please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe because it really helps the channel. And we will see you in the next video.